Struggling to read life's fine print? Let's sharpen the image with Charlie Munger's mental models and Friedrich Hayek's complex cosmos.
The Munger games. Playing with patterns in a Hayekian world.
Mental models are basically shortcuts our brain uses to make sense of all the chaos out there. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, is a huge fan of them, and he's used a series of mental models he's noticed to help him guide their business. It's like having cheat codes for life, but instead of winning a game, you're trying to win at, well, life. One of the things I'm always trying to convey through No System is that you can do things and you have agency. And Munger helps to explain how we can go about that. And then there's Friedrich Hayek, the Austrian economics sage. He paints a picture of a world full of nuance and detail. Hayek fought against the idea of central planning because he saw the world as something so complex, it's like trying to read War and Peace, but every page is in a different language. Now, you might think Charlie and Friedrich are playing different games, but stick with me here. What if they're just different levels of the same game? Munger simplifies to navigate complexity, and Hayek acknowledges complexity to avoid oversimplification. One of Munger's chief mental models is to stay within your circle of competence. In investing, that means that he and Buffett haven't invested in tech because they don't particularly understand it. It's like a reality check for your ego. It tells you to stick to your knitting, invest in what you know, and understand that you can't know everything. That jives with Hayek because he told us the world's too complex for any one person to fully grasp. So, while Munger's mental models help us build a toolkit for decision-making within our scope, Hayek's humility is a reminder that our toolkit can never have all the tools. They're two sides of the same coin, reminding us to respect the vastness of what we don't know while confidently navigating through what we do. Imagine you're trying to fix a sink. Munger's handing you the wrench of mental models.
Just think of the pipes like arteries and the water like blood. It's all just a circulatory system.
It's simplified, but it gets you unclogging like a pro. Meanwhile, Hayek's over your shoulder whispering,
"That's all well and good, Charlie, but remember this, kiddo. The whole plumbing system is more complex than any one plumber will know."
The takeaway? Navigate with Munger's compass, but sail with Hayek's wisdom. It's a journey of stitching together life's grand quilt. And here's your 3-step guide to not getting your threads tangled. Number 1.
Pattern recognition.
Like Charlie Munger, you can train your brain to spot patterns. They're life's little life hacks. Yesterday we talked about how the more ideas you come up with, the more ideas your brain will generate. That's a mental model. It's not perfect, but it's a general life rule that tends to prove true, even if it not always is. They're shortcuts through the chaos. Patterns can be as simple as knowing that brainstorming is like a mental workout. The more you flex those idea-generating muscles, the stronger they get. Number 2.
Embrace uncertainty.
With Hayek as your guide, get comfy with the unknown. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean throwing up your hands when things get complex. It's about acknowledging the fog, but still setting sail. Sometimes we just have to understand that some mysteries are just horizons waiting for our discovery. And sometimes you just need to be able to see as far as the next step. Number 3.
Innovate intelligently.
Use Munger's models as stepping stones, but don't be afraid to step off the path. When you step off the known paths, that's when you might stumble upon your greatest ideas, like finding an unexpected shortcut to a place you always wanted to go. And I should know, I'm making creativity videos out of economics. It's weird, right? Lastly, Hayek writes in his book, The Sensory Theory, on how even our brains have their own mental models. Here's a modernized translation.
It's like everything we understand about the world is just our best guess. New experiences are constantly updating those guesses, like patches to software. Whenever we sense something, we're only getting a snapshot. Bits and pieces our brain highlights based on past lessons learned by us or even our ancestors.
So, here's today's challenge. What's your story? When did Munger's cheat codes crack a problem for you, or Hayek's chaos theory put things in perspective? Dive in and share your tale of patterns and humility, and let's decode the complexity together. As always, see beneath the surface. We'll be back tomorrow, and remember,
there is no system. Like, really, there's not.
There is no system.